Joker's back in town!
It's the last laugh with your host, King Joker.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
What's up, Dueling Amino family? It's me, your boy, the one and only King Joker, coming at you semi-live, baby, from somewhere on this planet. It's Season 2, folks. Season 2. You thought I wasn't gonna make it. I'm here. I'm sorry for the delay. Little bit of technical difficulties. Kind of like what I'm having tonight. So, I'm sure my guest here can attest, since this is the third time that I'm trying to get this interview down, and I had to switch phones because apparently I didn't have enough storage on the one that I had before. So, now we're using a bigger internal storage phone. Anywho, let's press on. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my very first guest for Season 2 this evening, it is Duke. What's up, Duke?
It's an honor to start up Season 2.
Again, for the third time. Alright, we're going to make this one the best one. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Let's go ahead and just jump right on in, man. We're going to war. It's going to be a great thing. It's going to be a great thing, man. It really is. I'm looking forward to really watching the matches and seeing the ingenuity.
So far.
Thank you, and good luck to your team, sir, Chimera.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to seeing the strategy and the inventiveness of some of these decks. Oh yes.
I'm also looking forward to Duel and Fatal and maybe Bonds and Kute.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can tell you from experience, Fatal is a very good duelist. Kute is too, if he's competing.
I don't believe I've ever dueled him.
Yeah, I have.
I do know that he is a great duelist.
Oh yes. Are you speaking of Kute or Fatal?
Kute. I have both of them, but yeah.
Yeah, I've dueled both of them, and I tell you, I've lost my shirt to Kute more than once. So. Oh man. There was a time when our matches used to be pretty neck and neck. And he's just gradually just pulled away. He's gotten to be a much better player. I've gotten to be a better player, but he's still better than I am. So, oh man. So, anyways, let's talk about the new box again. I'm saying again, folks, because this is, like I said before, this is like the third time I'm trying to get this interview on the phone, and for some reason or another, I mean, it probably the crappy internal storage of this piece of junk right here. So, yeah, I'm going old school and going 32 gig right here in my hand. So, that's right. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You usually start at the neck and work your way down. Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. All right, anyway, man. So we were talking about the new. New decks, or the new box, and
I'm excited. I like the new box.
I do. I like the new box myself. I do have to admit. We last time we were talking about this, we were talking about the competitiveness. What was it, like, competitiveness versus fun aspect of it?
Yeah.
And
definitely fun, I think.
Definitely what now?
Geared towards more fun, and if anything.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a few competitive cards in there, and it does have the it does have the potential. That's all right. Excuse me. Excuse me. But it does have the potential to make some.
For sure.
Do what?
Sorry, go on.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it does have the potential to make some pretty devastating and possibly really competitive decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it does. As with any box, I mean, unless the box is just crap, I mean, it always has potential.
Yeah.
And just like gold, man, you got to know where to find it. So other than that, I think before my time ran out last time, we were talking about what was it, lava monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying I had enough to make a decent lava, almost enough to make a decent lava deck, but I'm missing like I said before, a couple key cards. But I'm going to keep hitting it up.
For a fun deck to build.
Yeah. Well, with the way I was reading the effects and the way it looks like they're going to play out in my head, it looks like it'll be a fun deck, pretty fun deck to use.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, other than that, and then we also, let's see, what else? We also talked about, or we were talking about some cards that you wanted to see come out.
Yeah, cards off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Not just generic cards that everyone knows about. Monster Reborn, Magical Cylinder, and cards like that. But if they were to release them in Duel Links, they would probably create a separate tier of its own. Just forget for hires and stuff like that. That would just completely break the game.
Yeah, he probably right. It probably would.
So, speaking for the small credibility I have on the trading card game, it would be interesting to see more Monarchs and maybe Atlanteans.
Right. Yeah, Atlanteans, man. I have to admit, I kind of like Atlanteans. The first time
I believe, have one or two already pre-existing in Duel Links, so it would be nice to see them open that avenue even more.
Yeah, I think personally, man, I think we're overdue for some water monsters. Yeah, everybody it seems like lately they're concentrating mostly on earth and fire and based monsters. With occasionally a few light thrown in there. But primarily what it looks like what I'm seeing is a lot of earth and fire.
Definitely.
And outside of water monsters, what sort of attribute monster would you like to see more of?
I guess light monsters, especially since the Battery Mans just came out in the new box.
Yeah, Battery Men. That's a deck I think I would be fun to make and fun to use because they went from AAA all the way to D size, isn't it? So they pretty much covered the whole. The only thing they don't have is a watch battery. So.
Jed was just talking in the staff chat how the box is pretty lenient, like we were talking about earlier. It's not geared too much competitively, more just for fun.
Right.
I do believe somewhat that Battery Men could kind of be seen on the competitive scale, just because it searches a lot, sends cards to the graveyard, you can special summon easily, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll even go one better, man. I see Battery Men becoming a threat.
Yeah.
It seems like it had. Yeah, I can see that too. It seems like it has a good recyclability in it, and I mean, they seem like they're going to flow together pretty well, kind of like the Durox do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep going back to that box, man, and see if I can get enough battery men to build a good battery man deck, man, and we're going to try it out. So. But
I believe also in that box there's more Fire Fist cards and Madolchi.
yeah, the Maldocha monsters, and Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, and yeah. What was that other one card? Rhinotaurus. Isn't that that's in there?
Sure.
Isn't that in there? It's got like
probably. I haven't looked at all the cards.
yeah, it's got like 1800 attack, and I forgot how that works, but if your opponent gets their monsters, if they have two monsters, and your opponent gets their monsters destroyed in the same battle turn, then the Rhinotaurus can attack 2 times. So that sounds like it'd be pretty fun, but it sounds kind of situational at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Oh man. All right. So we are fixing to hit 12 minutes in and no interruptions. All right. 32 gigs. I hope not. Oh my goodness. Oh man. So. Of course, as you know, after I have you on, I'll be talking to Buns, and
Excited for that?
yeah, I am actually. And of course, you know, Buns went on a trip with his family to Vietnam for a vacation.
Yep.
So I asked him how hot it was there, man. He said it was like a desert. I was like, dude, yeah. He said it was so hot down there. Yeah, he said it was a cool trip, though.
Yep.
I asked him how the food was. He said overall the food was good. He said there's a few things you don't want to eat late at night, then go to bed. I said, I can pretty much imagine how that's going to turn out, man. You'd be sitting on the porcelain throne till about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Oh man, but yeah, man, most definitely, man. I'm glad he came back safe. I'm glad he had a good time, and I do believe, a do what?
Very good to hear.
Oh yeah, of course, that's always good to hear. I do believe Buns is going to be one of the competitors in our battle that we're having together, that our teams are having. And as well as Fatal will be. And
excited to duel with them.
Yes.
Duel.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Fatal's he's a good duelist, man. You'll definitely have a good time. Other than that, man, oh my goodness. I think I said this before, but I kind of miss doing this. So, oh man, oh boy. So, anywho, other than that, I think I asked you this before, but after you get done battling with us, I think you said you had plans with to battle with Name of the Rose.
Yeah, Mark of the Rose.
Mark of the Rose, excuse me. Yes, Mark of the Rose. All right. And so apparently Mark of the Rose, as I understand it, folks, is a relatively new team, which, you know, actually does me a lot of good to see, you know, new teams coming in. It kind of restores hope for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think
Because,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because kind of recently, teams have like not been doing things to word it as best I can, like not warring that often and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see new teams and wars like I believe Scorpio versus Dragonair was sort of recent.
Yeah, and let's see. I believe you said Scorpio took the win on that. So congratulations to Scorpio, and also to Team Dragonair for putting up a good fight. And but yeah, I definitely understand what you mean about teams not wanting to do a whole lot, man. It's, like everybody. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I have nothing against this. I mean, I'm all for people being friends. But, everybody's being too, buddy and chummy and, oh, I don't want to go to war with you. You're my bro. And that's all well and good, man. But, I mean, there comes a point in time where you don't want things to become stagnant. Or complacent. You know what I mean? In a rut, stuck.
Yep.
So, but, I mean, like all things, man, things will work themselves out eventually. Yo, you still there, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, oh, God, don't tell me I lost him, please. Oh, man.
That would be something.
Yeah, right? What the hell was that? You heard that too, right?
I heard that.
I mean, did you hear the... Did you hear a laugh just then, or...
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I don't know what just happened, but, evidently... Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're still good.
All right, good.
All right, yeah. But yeah, we're still good, Chief. No problems. You still? Oh, okay, there we go. Hello. Oh, bleeding hell. Oh, hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, good grievy. Okay, here we are again. All right, you can hear me, yes?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, one way or another, man, we're going to get this thing done. Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you take a couple weeks off, man. You know what I'm saying? You end up getting out of practice and et cetera, and all that stuff. So.
At least you're not in your set anymore.
Yeah, at least I'm not in the shed anymore. That's right. No longer will I feel like I am overcooked. Oh, man. Yep. So, anywho, hey, we made a whole 19 minutes and we haven't had to start over yet. All right. Hee-hoo! Oh, man. So, anyways, man, like I believe I mentioned this before, the first time we tried this, I noticed that the Amazonas and Spellbooks have been knocked off of their perch in Tier 1.
Thank God.
Yes, and they are now residing in Tier 2. Unless they've dropped from that, which I doubt. I mean, I don't know, I haven't...
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Because...
Not necessarily that the best thing replaced them, because For Hire is definitely something else as well, but they've had their time to shine.
Yeah, they have. I've heard, speaking of for hire, man, I've heard them referred to as the new Sylvans. What do you think about that?
I definitely agree to a certain extent. I haven't tried it when I've dueled them, but I've heard many people say that as long as you can shut down their abilities, then it's not that bad to deal with, like if you have Shallot or something.
Right.
But then again, the Wiz Sage for Hire, with its ability, it can discard a Sylvan. I said Sylvans because I was thinking of Sylvans. They can discard a for Hire card and negate that ability.
Right. Yeah, boy, sounds like fur hires are going to be quite the deck to contend with here soon.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's probably why they are in the current top tier meta. Anyways, so yep, Amazonas and Sylvan. Well, wait a minute. No, did Sylvans get knocked down too? I think they did.
They did get limited, like during when everything else was getting when Econ.
Oh,
limited.
Yeah, the Sylvan Marsh Leaf. You can only have two of those.
Two of them. You can only have 2 Rose Lovers, which was staple in that deck.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you that's when your decision making comes in, because do I really want Econ, or do I want Sylvan Marsh Leaf, or do I want Rose Lover?
Come to think of it, I haven't. Not that I've dueled extensively in ranked duels in a while, but I haven't dueled Sylvans in a while.
Yeah, they're still a pain. They're still a pain. I mean, even though pretty much people have them figured out, they're still a pain. They still duel on autopilot, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Sylvans are effective. The thing I don't like about them is that it requires absolutely no brain power, roughly, whatsoever, to play them. I mean,
it just plays itself, and it's what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, Lord knows I've said this before. You've heard me say it before. It's for lack of a better word, dude. I mean, it's cheating. I mean, come on, man.
I hear you.
I mean, it takes the fun out of it.
If it's come down to you're not even thinking about how to play the deck or what cards you should use, you're just using the same old deck, doing the same old things, it's not even requiring you to think about it, it's just setting the card, using the effect, then it just ruins it.
Yeah. Exactly, man. And, I mean, that's unfortunately how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Especially in the meta, I feel. Half the time in the meta, it's decks that doesn't even require that much brain power.
Yeah. And honestly, man, I mean, let me word this correctly. When decks like that come out, I mean, they're fun at first, but then you start realizing, the damage they're unconsciously doing to you.
Definitely.
And what I mean by that is they're, since they're such an easy deck to play with and really nobody can topple them, at that given point, I mean, you're see, how do I put this? You're not utilizing your brain. You know what I mean? You're not having. Yeah, you're
not even thinking of what to do with this. They put out these archetypes and stuff like Sylvans, and then once it's come down to using the same old deck, then it's not even using the full. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean,
it has this potential, but it's reduced down to doing the same old thing.
Right. Yeah, all you're doing is just decision making and button pushing, more or less.
For sure.
And Yeah, so, I mean that's no fun, dude. It's not. I mean, it's fun for a minute, but then it gets monotonous real quick.
Yeah, definitely, and it just ruins the entire experience. If you're gonna play a deck like that, what's the point? If you're not even thinking of what you're doing, it doesn't require you to actually, like think about what you're doing during the duel. If it's just the same old things.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. I mean, my goodness. Hey, one question I do want to ask you, man. If you could make an ideal deck, I mean, what would what would your ideal deck be?
Including cards that aren't in Duel Links yet, or only cards from Duel Links?
Um, I don't know. Let's try cards that are in Duel Links right now.
Probably Battery Man.
That would be your ideal deck right there, or
Personally, I see it as the next best thing, besides all the main meta decks you see, like for hire, of course, Spellbooks and Amazonas.
right?
Because, like I said previously, I think it searches a lot, and it sends cards to the graveyard quickly, and it gets you what you need. So I think it would be interesting to play them.
Sound like it's got a good recyclability to it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think what was it last season? I believe I talked about this, and it's a question I want to ask you. As a matter of fact, I believe I said Mirage had posted 2 decks, and she wanted a ruling on which one would be more effective. Offensive or strategic. And
Age-old question.
yeah, and I told her, my answer personally was strategic. I mean, I believe how I worded it was, don't get me wrong, brute force is cool and it's a great tool to have, and will, more times than not, win the battle. I said, but will, yeah, of course, definitely. But I think what I said was, but well thought out strategy, will win the war. Which is also, oh yeah, which is also, extremely true.
Because just straight up power can only get you so far.
Right.
The strategic ability that you have behind your deck is the ticker, and what's really driving the main power, so to say, that will win you the duel and the war, like you said.
I caught about half of that.
Power can only get you so far. And if you're like you said, at times it can be useful, but strategic ability behind the deck is the kicker.
Absolutely.
Without that, there's no main function behind the deck. If you're just using it for power, it's not going to get you that far.
Right. Yeah, it's also goes back to what I've said before too. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to play like that, then it's not going to matter how strong you are. I mean, if your opponent can outthink you.
Definitely.
You're just going to be sitting there like, oh, what happened? Well, you didn't think. That's what happened. Oh man. But yeah, most definitely, I would go with a strategic deck. And once again, man, I mean, one card I am still hoping to God they release is, I believe we talked about this before too, was the Prohibition card. Oh yes, oh man, that would
honestly, if they released it in some sort of fashion, I'm trying to think. If they did it in a way like the Duelathon, where it was a one-time reward, then I don't think it would be too bad. if you could, like, if only everyone could get one of it, then it would be definitely interesting. Because if it was in a pack or like a farm reward, I think definitely 3 of them could be abused and it would get semi-limited or banned, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think those would become limited pretty quickly. You're only allowed to have 1 of these. Oh, only 1. That's all right. As long as I get to, for my own personal amusement, that's fine. I'll take 1. But yeah, I mean that's definitely a card I hope they come up with.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, Duke, my brother, I'm not going to take up too much of your time.
Where's that coming from?
I think it's my other.
Is that right?
Oh, son of a. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's friggin' my other phone here, and it's notifications. That's what it is. Okay.
No worries.
All right. So yeah, we got that taken care of. All right. So, anyways, it'll give all the people at home watching going, "What the hell? It wasn't that funny." Oh man. But anyways, man, Duke, my brother, like I said, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I do have buns waiting too, so.
It's been a blast.
Oh man, that was great. All right, yeah, man, it has definitely been a blast. It's been a trip having you on the show, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, man. 100%. I definitely hope you'll come back on again sometime.
That would be great.
Awesome. Oh man, you're coming through wonderfully now. What the hell? I don't know. I'm getting too old to be figuring out technology nowadays, so. Oh man. But yeah, man, any parting words of encouragement for anybody or anybody that's just starting out or anything, or?
Just as some parting words, I would say, if you're using a deck that's like uncommon or like just a fun deck that not many people use, like Lavals or stuff like that, just believe in your deck. Don't give up on it. Otherwise, you won't accomplish what you want with it. And always have faith in it.
Right on, man. Hey, most definitely, very well spoken. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, Duke, I'm going to go ahead and cut you loose, my boy. And we will. All right, and we will talk to you soon. All right.
See ya.
All right, Chief. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yep. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that was Duke. Awesome guy. Really nice dude, man. And Duke, once again, man, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. It's a little bit of a rough start for season 2, folks, but we're going to get it down pat. All right, babe. All right. So, next on the agenda, not this go around, the show that will be coming right after this one, I'm going to have the one and only Buns Glazing. That is right, Big Bad Buns. We're going to have him on the show. And first and foremost, I just want to say, Buns, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And we'll be talking at you soon. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, from somewhere on this planet, from the comfort of my air-conditioned living room, it's your host, it's your boy, it's your man, King Joker, saying peace, and I'll see you in a few. Late.